The Welders take the long trip here today to Castlederg to take on Dergview in the Bluefin Sport Championship League campaign. I'm Matthew Moore reporting here today for Welders TV. Coming up on today's programme, we'll take a look back at the interview we conducted with Gary Smith this past Thursday night at the training ground, where he talks about today's game here coming up at Castlederg and also last Tuesday night's performance against Portadown in the BetMcLeans.com League Cup. Also coming up before today's game's highlights, we'll have a look also at the interview we conducted with new signing Mickey Withers as he talks to Welders TV exclusively to talk about him signing for the club and much more. And also exclusive match highlights from this afternoon's game here at Dara Park as the Welders took on Dergview in the Bluefin Sport Championship. Just a quick announcement before we go to the interview with Gary Smith from last Thursday night. The under-20 squad were in action earlier on today and came away with a fantastic 5-1 victory over PSNI. So a big congratulations to everybody involved in the under-20 squad as they came away today with a fantastic 5-1 win over PSNI. Last Thursday night at the training ground, Welders TV caught up with Gary Smith to get his thoughts on the upcoming game here today at Dara Park against Dergview, and also his thoughts on the game last Tuesday night as the Welders exited the BetMcLeans.com League Cup by 3-2 to fellow Bluefin Sport Championship side Portadown. Now here's an exclusive interview you haven't saw it yet on Welders TV. We conducted with Gary Smith last Thursday night. Disappointing, Gary, on Tuesday night to come away after such a great performance from the lads away to Portadown in the League Cup. It was a battle performance from the lads, you would agree with that. A few changes you made in the side as well. You brought in 3 youngsters and dropped David Rainey. Can I get your thoughts on the performance from the lads on Tuesday night? Because I mean, they did give everything, didn't they, on the pitch?
I absolutely delighted, you know, especially after Saturday. Davey was probably more of a precaution. He, you know, was an important player to us, you know, at this minute in time with 2 centre forwards, so we'll have to sort of look after them, you know. So Big Lucas come on, did a job for us up front, was excellent. 3 young lads couldn't have asked any more, you know. It's we're delighted, you know, as a coaching staff, when you're doing well for the 20s, but to see them, you know, in the flesh, 3 of them basically making their debut against this, arguably the best team in our league, was absolutely delighted. Yeah. I
mean, the boys battled right from the start. Even when they a goal down, we talked about it the other week, the heads dropped. I mean, against, like, for Knockbreda, the heads dropped, but on Tuesday night the heads didn't drop. They got straight back into it. Yeah,
again, going back maybe to Saturday, you know, I think, you know, I don't know if that was a bonus. So to say I was happy after the game, at a defeat, I've never been happy after a defeat, you know, but with the way the boys played, the effort they put in, I thought they thoroughly deserved something out of the game, whether it was a draw, to go into penalties, or a win. You know, I think we created enough chances, but delighted the way the character was showed. To say come back twice, third goal went in. You know, we had to woodwork, I think, 2 or 3 times off that again. You know, so you know, I couldn't have asked any more from the boys.
Another signing we announced on Tuesday as well. Mickey Withers come in from Money Slane, another young striker, fresh face in the camp. How's he settling in?
Well, it's Mickey's first training sessions actually tonight. You know, so. I know all about Mickey from his days at Distillery. You know, he's played in the Premiership. He's played for Portadown in the Premiership. So he's quick. You know, he's lively. He can play left, can play right, he can play down the middle. So, you know, numbers. You know, obviously Ethan's away. You know, he's definitely a quality player that we're delighted to get. Yeah.
Now away to Saturday's game. How's preparation going tonight? Now for the game coming up on Saturday. It's a long trip on Saturday to Dergview. Everybody likes travelling down there. I probably agree with that one again. It's a long trip down there. Can I ask you how the boys are getting on for Saturday? How's preparations are going for the game away to Dergview Saturday?
Well, again, hopefully Tuesday give us a wee bit of confidence. You know, I think anybody that didn't take confidence out of that, there's something wrong with them, you know, because everybody day man was superb. So we'll look forward to the trip. You know, we've touch wood. You know, we've a good record down there, without trying to scud on anybody. You know, it is a long journey. The club are good enough to get a meal on the way down. You know, we'll stop at Kelly's in between Ballygolly and Oma. So we're down there. We'll have a bite to eat, camaraderie. And then we're down the bus, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. Put on a performance like that, you know, there's no reason why we can't pick up 3 points.
Harlandwith Welders broke the news last Tuesday night of the new signing Mickey Withers, who came in from Money Slane. And last Thursday night, Welders TV caught up with him at the training ground to get his thoughts on signing for the club and also his plans moving forward. So here's another exclusive interview we conducted this past Thursday night at the training ground with new signing Mickey Withers. Hey, welcome to the club. We announced the news the other night you've signed for the club officially now. How are you settling in so far after your first training session tonight?
Spot on. It's been tough enough training session out, like, and we've bit lost, like, but all the boys are dead on. They show me the ropes, like, and what the push-ups now are. And so good.
Yeah, you've got a bit of experience with the manager, Gary Smith, I believe, in your time with the Whites a few years ago. Obviously, was the reason why it attracted you to the club as well?
I was one of the reasons. I knew Smickers a wee bit. It's a short spell at the Whites, like, but he was my contact to come, and I know a couple of players like Chris Milton as well. So
you're not a stranger then?
well, I know a few people. I don't know them all yet. I'll get to know them, sure.
And what's your aspects playing for the club, obviously moving forward now? I think it would be obviously first team football on a weekly basis.
I've been aspiring to get first team football on a regular basis and hopefully push the club up into Irish League one day, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And for people who actually don't know you, I mean, you've got a bit of experience behind you, obviously playing with Portadown in the Premier League, etc., and obviously playing at a higher level as well. So for anybody else who doesn't know you, where else have you actually played for apart from obviously the Whites?
Well, it was the Whites. I was actually came through the Whites when they were in the Irish League, and that's the year I got relegated, and then I moved on to Portadown. And actually, before I went to Portadown, I moved to England for a year and played for the uni team over in Leeds, and played regular first team football over there, won the league and the cup and over there. So I was successful while I was in England as well. And I came back and then signed for the Whites, and then here I am now.
Well, I was talking to the manager tonight. You're playing for under 20s on Saturday to get a bit of match fitness, and well, good luck for the future anyway. And hopefully we'll see you on a more weekly basis, and obviously score a few goals and hopefully help us climb the table.
That's it. Need a few goals on my name now and get it going, like.
So let's move on to this afternoon's highlights here from Dara Park as the Welders take on Dergview in the Bluefin Sport Championship.
I'd just like to welcome today H&W Welders to Dara Park for the Bluefin Championship game. Today our match officials are referee Oshin Maha and his two assistants 8 David Graham, 11 Lucas Guiasca, 10 Ross. Dergview side today, number 13 in goals Stephen McCusker, 12.
Let's go win! Ref! Hold on! Come on!
And first goal today for Dergview scored by halftime score, Dergview 1, H&W Welders 0.
Fuck off. Get one and get two, right?
And their equalised goal scored by number 14, Scott McMullen.
Did he just come on? Scott, come on.
For
First
Dergview
half.
1, H&W Welders 1.
Oh! It's not like the fuck all over, man.
You're having a fuck. That's a joke, ref. That is ridiculous. Did the linesman give it to Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Come on, go on. Oof. Oh! They hit the post. Not them, Davey. Go on, Davey. Oh, Davey, go on. Oh, fucking summed up his day, done it? Oh, what a chance. Say hello to him here and then.
And the final score is Dergview 1, H&W Welders 1.
So honours even here today at Dara Park as the Welders come away with a 1-1 draw and earn a hard-fought point. Now, after today's game, Welders TV once again spoke with Gary Smith to get his thoughts on the performance from the lads here today against Dergview. Gary, a point earned, would you say, today here at Dergview in a hard-fought battle?
It's always a really hard place to come. Obviously, our start again, after 4 minutes, you're chasing the game. Yeah. You're going to chase the game for the case for the next 86, 90 minutes, So, for the character we showed in the second half, I'm delighted the boys got themselves back into it because, confidence is low, especially when you go down so early.
Yeah, right from the start, the chances that we had in the first half, especially, that we didn't get on level terms, the boys didn't give in.
I was say, 4 minutes, then we had a couple of great chances. Davy Rainey had a one-on-one, hit it well enough. Unfortunately, he's caught the keeper on the legs with it. But you have to say it's a good save. With a couple of free headers, a couple of other wee chances, But within half-time, we were disappointed that, on our performance.
And what did you say to them at half-time? Because they come out, they get a completely different outfit.
Well, I think we just had to tell them not to feel sorry for ourselves. Last Saturday's obviously playing on the mind. Tuesday night should have been what we were taking out of, all the positives out of Tuesday into today. So I was delighted. Once we got the equaliser, I thought, we're really going to push on and get the win.
It's back home next week. A game we must win to get back into the race again. Institute next week. It was supposed to be Dergview, but obviously going back at home at our place. Can I get your thoughts finally today before you go about the next week's game? Because it's going to be another tough test for the boys. They're coming thick and fast now, week in, week out.
Yeah, well, Institute probably had a wee bit of an indifferent start this season. They won their first, hiccup in their next couple. But obviously they've got a really good win today at Shamrock Park. They're going to come, all guns blazing, cock a hoop. So we'll have to do our homework, and I think we'll knuckle down, batten down the hatches, and if we're on our game, we'll give anybody a match.
The Welders return home to Tilliesburn Park next Saturday as they host Institute in the Bluefin Sport Championship. And they kick off next Saturday at Tilliesburn Park at 3 p.m. And if you can't make it to the game, as always, you'll get match highlights once again, as always, here on Welders TV. So from the home of Dergview Football Club, I'm Matthew Moore reporting here today for Welders TV. We'll see you all back home at Tilliesburn Park next Saturday for the game against Institute. Thanks for watching today.